Okay, hello, it's Luzak. It's another commentary analysis of the matches. It's the second video, so it's again a glitchless 2026 tourney. The B group and the second matches, so Misha, Diesel, Chips, and Supermat. So again, it's more of an analysis of the match, not like straight up commentary. Okay, now before we start, I'm gonna be honest. I've watched it. I did a video on it, but it turned out my mic was off, so I have to do it again. Like I don't have to, but I'm gonna do it again. So I'm gonna be a little bit faster on some of the stuff because I literally analyzed it like 2 hours ago. So Misha versus Diesel. I kinda know the outcome and how the game is gonna play out. And so speed 125. So let's analyze the board. When analyzing the board, I would recommend the first step is duels, duels related and cards, just to see roughly what's gonna happen and what we should be focusing around the game. So here we have one bronze, we have 40 cards, which is a lot. And from what I remember, that was it. Yes, that's all. Usually there are more, so keep it in mind that you have to collect those cards in the meantime. Doesn't matter bronzes and silvers, also, of course. In this scenario, you can do something different. For example, getting 2 silvers, and then going to gold cards to get 11 golds. Of course, in this scenario, it doesn't really make sense because there is no gold cards challenge, but keep in mind if you have a lot of cards to collect, like here, and you would have a goal, for example, Harry Potter wizard card, keep it in mind there are gold cards that are easy to collect. Then you can skip practically all bronzes. If it's like 30 cards, you can skip the bronzes, just go for the silvers, and go for the golds. Of course, it doesn't always work, but it might work for you. And other than that, I'm gonna stop the video because I'm gonna analyze a little bit more. The second thing I would recommend is checking the spell challenge related, and because they're usually having the same goals, same patterns. So we have Defendo, we have Complete Scourge, 34 challenge stars, Peace Chest kinda, because you need 5, so you need Defendo, Scourge and Spongify to get those. Gryffindor challenge, there's Complete Gryffindor challenge as well. I also connecting them because you need to get challenge stars, you need complete the Gryffindor challenge, finish the gnome with hand, chasm, there was something else, Spongify, yes. So we have quite a sum, maybe not like extreme, like you can win the race without getting spell challenges, but it's worth to keep in mind. But looking at the spell challenges by themselves, there's only one Defendo, one Scourge, one Spongify, and one Rictus Sempra. There are 2 Gryffindor challenges, so at least we have that. But other than that, there's not that much, so it's very long term. There are only 34 different challenge stars, but there are a lot of cards, so 40 is gonna be easy to collect in the spell challenges. Although there is Grand Staircase, which is always a good point to get those. Okay, let's get to our goals, our challenges, our levels. So we have Slytherin. Slytherin is always pretty fast, especially it's because complete Slytherin and fix the bridge, so it's basically just complete with one minor step. There's only one Boomslang, one Willow, so there isn't that many fast goals. I would say Gryffindor challenge is pretty fast to get those. What else we have? We have 2 Goyles, which is fine, but not like insanely good. With of course Beast Chest, we have Bicorn 1 and that's it. With the Beast Chest of course, but that's roughly it. But we have also 10 unique Flubber Mucus. It's gonna be hard to collect those without getting to Bicorn on at least potion class. So my recommendation would be Gryffindor Challenge. It's a good start, fast start. It gives you advantage on the 34 challenge stars and potentially gives you opportunity to check what your opponent does. But the spell challenge is also kinda nice to get a finish a finish challenge with a gnome with a complete Scourge. I would personally prefer Scourge over Spongify when it comes to finishing the challenge with a gnome because it's way easier. Okay, so I guess we can start. I'm gonna also not this. Can you delete? Oh, you can delete everything. Okay, let's start. So as I've said before, I know those matches. I already talked about them, so I'm gonna be a little bit faster when it comes to that. So the start is gonna be Diesel going forward, Misha's having a little bit of luck, but Diesel going for the Scourge challenge with a gnome and complete Scourge in mind. Of course, different challenge stars. Misha's going for a complete Gryffindor challenge, which I personally prefer because you're going to complete this one in Gryffindor challenge as well. But in Scourge there's only this and basically open Peace Chest. You're gonna have a nice way to get this challenge, but it's basically 3 for 3. So you're faster on this goal to get Gryffindor challenge, and you're also ahead. But in the long term, this strategy might work out a little bit better. But let's see what happens, because something happens that I'm gonna talk about. Because Misha's gonna skip a lot of stars, so he's gonna skip this goal for the sake of complete Gryffindor challenge. And to be completely honest, I wouldn't recommend this much, because even if Diesel, if you're at the same level, at the same place, and you have situation where you go for complete Gryffindor challenge and avoid nice stars in Gryffindor challenge, you probably missed much more than 9, so you collected like 5. But there's this goal, 34 challenge stars, so you're missing actually 2 goals for exchange for 1. In this scenario it's even worse, of course, because Diesel went to Scourge, but in other scenarios your opponent does this and have a good advantage of this. Of course, you have an advantage of leaving the Gryffindor challenge first, but if there isn't an obvious choice to go next or cut someone off, it's not very beneficial. So I would still go for 90 Gryffindor challenge stars, even if you're racing against your opponent, to at least try to get those. Of course, it's gonna be painful if your opponent does everything and you nothing, but still. Okay, Diesel in the meantime I did already Scourge, finish a spell challenge with a gnome. He's gonna mark those, because Misha might go there, because he claimed Gryffindor challenge, so it's kinda natural to go for 34 challenge stars, but as we see, Misha goes for the first. So this strategy might be focusing on spell challenges, because he already started the Scourge. Unfortunately, there's no point of going to Gryffindor challenge. Well, there is a point getting this goal, but from Diesel's point of view, Misha might be holding a complete Gryffindor challenge, or I mean 9 Gryffindor challenge stars. He doesn't know that Misha was actually too fast. He could expect it, because Misha claimed it very fast, but to be honest, you have to check the timer and check how fast someone did it. So let's say that Diesel doesn't know. If you want to be very hardcore, I would say, you know he skipped this. So getting this goal isn't actually that bad, because it's pretty fast. But by the looks of things, Diesel is collecting some stars and beef stress as well. And Misha was holding a little bit of the collect 16 beans, which makes sense because Diesel claimed of those scourges. But to be completely honest, I don't see a point of Diesel going to forest after Scourge, because as I've said before, there is Challenge Stars route and Peace route. None of them combining the forest. Even if forest is somewhat nice, there's Kills, Den Spiders, Aragog, and some nice cards to get. But overall, it's not like the greatest of the levels, because Imps, I wouldn't count them as much because you still need 2 levels. It gives you an advantage because you have 3, so you can go to Spongify or Chamber, but still, it's not like hard, hard combination. So Diesel goes for Defendo. To be honest, as his opponent, I would expect him more to be in Spongify, but Defendo also makes sense. It's a little bit longer, especially because you need 12 Defendo Challenge Stars, but you still progress into Peace Chest, Challenge Stars, getting a lot of cards. So Diesel start here is very, very nice. And Misha rather goes for the fast goals. We'll see how it's gonna turn out for both of the players if you haven't seen this. As I've said, I know the outcome, so yeah. He's collecting some cards. He skips the silver one, which is kind of long, which is understandable. It takes some time. Of course, he knows that Misha Gryffindor went to Gryffindor Challenge Van Forest, so he's pretty safe. He can hold, I would say, for couple minutes, even I would say even 15 minutes. From this point, he can hold this Defendo, because there's no point of Misha going to Defendo right away, but at some point he might try. So there is a point of holding it. Okay, Misha is doing Aragog strat, pretty nice. I might actually go with the speed of 1-5 because I know those matches, so I can rush a little bit. Misha going for the cards, for the Grand Staircase. It's a good option to claim some of the cards. There are some other combinations, for example Slytherin. Oh, he's not going for the Grand Staircase, sorry. He might be going for the Slytherin because he's not claiming Peace Chests. He avoided them, and Diesel is on his way to get some. Even if Misha doesn't know he's in Defendo, Diesel probably is gonna go there, as well as Spongify, so Peace Chest is gonna be hard to contest. Although it might be good to cut him off in Goyle or Bicorn, to cut Diesel off to do, for example, Goyle, without getting this goal only to get the Peace Chests. So Misha might kinda cut him off, and he's thinking about getting Slytherin, but changes his plan, and he's gonna go to Goyle, if I remember correctly. To be honest, I would go for Slytherin. It's an easy and fast task. Even if you want to cut him on something, Goyle only has one goal. I think even cutting on Bicorn would be more beneficial because of those 2 goals. It's a longer, yes, but Diesel literally has to go there, and you're gonna have a nice advantage on the Flubber Mucuses. But Goyle isn't the worst decision, I would say. Although I would pick Bicorn or Slytherin. Slytherin for your own advantage, or Bicorn to cut Diesel off in the long run. I think because Diesel was close to Defendo, he decides to go Boomslang. He's holding Defendo, which makes sense. There's no point of even Misha going there, and even if after Forest he goes to Defendo, it's gonna take him a couple of minutes to actually finish it. So Diesel is kinda safe. He marks it, although a little bit quick, because there's no point of Misha going to Defendo, but Diesel claims it. He could have. I would have held it a little bit longer, and I think there is no reason for Misha to go there. So this is going for the fast goal of the boomslang. Let me check one thing, because I missed it in the first time playing. Okay, he skips this frog, which is beneficial. This frog in boomslang glitchless, the one I'm gonna progress, because I think he was thinking about it. But this frog is actually kind of slow in glitchless if you have 3 chocolate frogs, because later on, if you're gonna see, there are over 3 good chocolate frogs. In glitch categories, that frog is pretty nice because you're gonna boost from the way out, and in glitched you're gonna skip this one, but in glitchless you're all the way here. Up to this point you would have been already on 2, so you still have to grab this one and the other one on top, so you have to go there without the shroom stacking. So the first frog is actually the slowest one if you want to go for glitchless runs, glitchless bingo. But I'm gonna say for glitch categories it's usually the first one and those 2 on top, and somewhere around there is the second frog and the first one. So those 3 are the fastest for glitched, and in glitchless you skip the first one. So Diesel's gonna get this goal. He can hold it, but probably won't that much. Yes, he's grabbing it right away. A little bit ahead on Flabberworm Mucus, and he's gonna go duel because there's only one duel. Maybe there's only one, but very fast one bronze. It's 120 beans. Especially if you don't know what your opponent is doing, it's a nice fast goal to like do in the meantime if you're not sure what your opponent doing, and I think that's the Diesel's reasoning. Misha continuing with the goal. Of course he's gonna get 1 piece chest, so he's gonna cut a little bit of Diesel. He's gonna waste time on goal either way, but it kinda loses momentum for Misha. He could have done anything else, to be honest. Which my proposition was Bicorn, because there are actually 2 goals. One is related. So yeah, and the cards are still pretty nice. But Misha is ahead on cards, as you can see. He already collected 10 bronzes, so he's on the good trajectory to go there. And opens the chest, and yeah, he's gonna get those cards. This is gonna buy a card soon. He could hold it, yes, but there's not that huge of a point, to be completely honest. He could hold it, but it's too fast to hold it. And maybe Misha knows that he's safe in Goyle, but he would hold it either way because Goyle isn't that great of a level. So it doesn't really matter. Even if Misha knows that Diesel isn't in Goyle, but he isn't in Goyle, but he shouldn't be in Goyle either way. So he would hold it. I think he would hold it either way. So Diesel is going for the dungeons, and he's gonna go for the Bicorn, which I think would be a better decision to cut him off, because at this point Misha would be at the end of the Bicorn. If he holded it for like 3 minutes, he would have stole this one and probably be on a good way to get 10 Flabberworm Mucuses. But now, unfortunately, it's not the case. But Misha can hold the gold secrets for quite some time, unless he's gonna be worried that Diesel, after buying bronze cards, might go to the gold. But as I've said before, Bicorn is obvious, better choice. Even Slytherin is better. Not as necessarily for Diesel's route, because he goes for peace and challenge stars, but still Slytherin would be still a little bit better than Goyle. So claiming all Goyle secrets by Misha is like long-term snipe. Let's see if he's gonna use that to his advantage or claim it a little bit too early. So he goes to Willow, all secrets with Willow. It's not that long, but I wouldn't say it's a fast goal. You have to go around a little bit, Plus, you have to leave the grounds knight to enter anything, maybe outside the forest. So he claims the gold secrets. In the scenario that Diesel after bronzes goes to gold, yeah, that would be a good snipe, but it would be weird for Diesel to go to gold when he has Bicorn, Slytherin, or even Spongify with the Peace Chest and with the Challenge Stars. So he had practically 3 better options to go, so gold would be weird from him, and he would lose momentum. And if Misha even gets sniped on gold secrets and then on Peace Chest, it wouldn't be that huge of a deal. It would be painful, yes, but not that huge, not that painful, because Diesel would lose kind of a momentum for him. So Misha goes now for Slytherin, I hope. Yes, it was a Slytherin. He probably doesn't have to worry about Slytherin, because if Diesel decided from bronzes to go to Slytherin, he would already mark them. But there's another possibility, and Diesel could hold those, especially if you grab Widow Secrets. That would give Diesel some information. Diesel unfortunately dying, going for the right side of the bridge. I usually prefer going to the through the left side, so you can easily die here because there's this gap. This ledge is slightly higher than those planks, so what can happen, and why people die very often, is while you falling from this ledge to this plank, you can actually press the jump button. Of course it doesn't work because you're in the air, but very often right before you hit this plank you hit the jump button, but Harry obviously doesn't jump, he just falls down. That's why I prefer this side, because you can skip jump from this corner and jump to the second plank moving. So yeah, for me left side is a little bit easier. Diesel is very close to the Flubberworm mucus, so he can hold Bicorn for a little while, because he knows in the meantime when he was doing Bicorn, Misha was doing Willow, but Willow's fast enough, so Diesel might secure it. And given that this information should give Misha the info that Diesel already did the Bicorn. Where did you get so many Mimecuses so fast? There are some in Scourge and Diffindo, yes, and in Boomslang even, but it's not even close to finish it with Spongify even. So if he finished Diffindo, Scourge, Boomslang and Spongify, he wouldn't still be at 10. But if he did Spongify, Diffindo, Scourge, Boomslang and Bicorn, he would have enough. That's why this information actually gives way more than you might think. Nice routing from Misha, because it already claims Bicorn by itself. So Misha should know that Bicorn is already secured by Diesel. Misha gets the complete Slytherin because he already get the fixed bridge in Slytherin, so it doesn't really matter. Only what it might give your opponent is Diesel knows the exact location of Misha's, but it's very hard to use that to your advantage rather than holding complete Slytherin. It doesn't matter all that much. So Diesel is doing Grand Staircase secrets, getting a lot of cards. He's already on 10 silvers, so that's pretty nice for him. Misha returning to Gryffindor Challenge to get this goal back, because he was skipping a lot of them. I'm not sure. I guess you can, because there's nothing like that much better for him to do. Now Diesel is claiming Bicorn, because he doesn't really know what Misha is up to. He might be in Bicorn, but to be honest, as I've said before, he kinda gave up away before. Of course, your opponent might not catch it, but the more experienced is the player, it's gonna be easier to notice this stuff. So Misha is continuing with the Gryffindor challenge, collecting those cards that he not cards, the stars that he missed. And the next choice could be the chamber, because of the imps. Avoids chamber, because other things challenge stars he's behind. Peeves chess is he's behind. He can go grand staircase to get some cards and doing the chambers, and it's gonna be a win for him because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So he needs 3 more, and now is when the game kinda ruins for Diesel, because he dies and he loses 4 minutes 20 seconds if I remember correctly, as I calculated before. Though this goal wasn't unmarked, so Misha doesn't know that something happened, but in theory it should be unmarked, but I guess that's fine. So Misha is going for the chamber, right, if I remember correctly. Yes, chamber, to get some imps and chamber. It's a knock goal, but the one that Diesel probably not gonna do, because there's Spongify for him to do, this for him to do, not Reek too, because he has enough challenge stars, but any other goal. The only downside of chamber, no, not only, the one downside is chamber is long, and the second, there are not really cards in the chamber, so it takes some time. So these are going for the Spongify challenge after his very painful death. I know I've said it before to not redo the in the previous video, to not redo the level. That time it was Scourge, but in this scenario for Diesel it would be actually beneficial to do Grand Staircase once again, because you're not gonna get the imps. So there's only Spongify and the Peeves chest that you've already won, and 34 challenge stars that you've already won. Misha could go for Spongify secrets to cut Diesel off, but imagine Diesel getting Grand Staircase and being ahead on the cards. It's gonna be very beneficial for him. That would put him in nice amount, because it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, practically 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 goals. Actually 11. So yeah, he would need only 2 more, which is Chasm and Spongify, which he has to keep in mind. For Misha, it's the best plan to go for the chamber or cut Diesel off, so he can secure his win. But Diesel has to do everything, and he basically had all Grand Staircases. He had advantage of the cards, I'm pretty sure, and now because of this death it's gonna be a real pain. But let's see how it happens and what's gonna happen. So Misha gets 5 imps. It doesn't really give that much information for Diesel. It might happen that Misha is in Spongify, because he was already in Forest, so he got some imps, so he would have enough. But it would be beneficial for Diesel if Misha goes for Spongify secrets, because he's well ahead on him. If not, the worst case scenario, and better for Misha and more obvious, that he went to chamber. So he knows he's in chamber, and to be completely honest, Misha has no reason to hold chamber whenever he finishes it. Here, maybe if somebody doesn't know, there's a faster way for Diesel to do this room with the secrets. What you can do is cast on this Flipendo. When this door opens, you just drop down and get a card if you want to, but it's mostly about the secret. Use this Spongify tile to get you in this place, When you're here, you use Spongify tile because there are no Lumoses. So you use the Spongify tile, and you can use this Spongify tile to get this ledge. Barely, but you can from jumping from this corner. So you can do it pretty fast while then going up, going up for the secret with the star and the owl. So it's quite faster, but Diesel might not know about this, so that's fine. Okay, let's continue. Misha is close to finishing the chamber. It actually matters who finishes first and who's gonna be faster. Because what happens after that? Diesel basically has to do everything because of his death after Spongify. So he has to claim this he has, but he has to claim the Rictus Sempra. This he can hold. There's no much problem for him. When Misha has to do like 3 levels extra to get the Pith Stress. 4 actually. So he won't make it. So it's actually important who will use first, because there's Grand Staircase basically race. And there's a second race of 40 cards that unfortunately Diesel is gonna forget about. But you're gonna see it. So, to be completely honest, even if Diesel lost like 4 minutes 20 seconds, something around this, Diesel has still nice possibilities to win this. Even with this death. And also death in Bicorn, but death in Bicorn can sometimes happen. So he's getting those secrets, he's gonna get the card, and Misha in the meantime is gonna do the Basilisk. Kinda unfortunate for Diesel is that when you leave Spongify, you end up in front of Spongify, of course. Oh, he fades this. But Misha ends up in the Grand Staircase, so he has a better possibility to grant this goal. Diesel unfortunately face another one. He would be way ahead of Misha, but unfortunately for him that's not the case. So as you can see, Misha is ahead just by the spawn of his location, and they're both gonna do Grand Staircase because they have to race for it. Both of them. They have to claim it. Misha maybe not necessarily, he can still win without it, but it's a very crucial part of his route because of the cards as well. Misha has to. I mean Diesel has to. So who's gonna win? As you can see, there's a big difference already, even if Misha was here first. Diesel is skipping cards, which is a problem. As I've said before, they are racing Grand Staircase secrets, but to be honest, they're also racing 40 wizard cards. Diesel already have this. Basically. There's no denying that. So the race is Grand Staircase secrets, then to the Rictus. But you have to get 40 wizard cards in the meantime. Diesel is skipping all of them. I remember I would understand if he skips some of the cards to get ahead on Misha of getting Grand Staircase secrets, because I guess he knows they're racing because he just finished chamber. But still he's skipping too much, and he needs those 40 cards. He cannot win without those. Basically he have to complete everything, because Misha has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 goals. He can collect any one of them. He's not gonna do this, he's not gonna do this. So he can do this, this, or this. How to get 40 wizard cards easily? Grand Staircase. And if he's in Grand Staircase, he's gonna collect those secrets. So it's understandable that Diesel is racing, but he's racing too much. He's skipping too many cards. So he's gonna now, I think, claim Grand Staircase secrets, yes. But now he's missing like, I don't know, 15 cards, maybe even more. And now entering Rictus Sempra, he's secured. At least in those 3 goals. He has won those. Actually, when grabbing this goal, he should know he's winning those. But what happens is Diesel gonna lose on wizard cards. Even though he's collecting this one, um, if I remember correctly, he's gonna skip the crabs, but that's understandable. They take some time. So Misha is trying to cut Diesel off of Rictus Sempra. Cutting him off before the Grand Staircase would make a little bit more sense, but I understand why he went to Grand Staircase, because of the cards. That's the main reason. Because cutting him on Rig 2 just cuts him on Rig 2. He cannot do this, he cannot do this. There are no piece stress in Rig 2, so it doesn't matter. So they're both racing through the Rig 2 Sempra. But if I remember correctly, Diesel is gonna go skip some cards where Misha is collecting those. And Diesel skipped another 2. He already skipped like 6 or I don't know, maybe 8. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say the meme. So he skipped a lot of cards, but as I've said before, he needs those. And I'm pretty sure Misha is more than ahead of him. I don't remember if Misha collects the cards here. I'm pretty sure he does. At least bronze, yes. The silver one is fast enough, so it wouldn't be a problem for him, but I understand. Now Diesel claims the chasm, and the only win condition for Misha is to collect 40 wizard cards, so he's gonna collect them, collect each one of them from now on, because he cannot win in Rig 2, there's no point in racing, and 40 wizard cards is his only win condition. Diesel gonna get 34 challenge stars, so it's kinda obvious. Diesel almost skipped the card, but there's no point. He only needs those cards. There's no point of even thinking about piece chess. So what could Diesel do is not skip those cards, because he already skipped 2 earlier. He skipped like, I don't know, 6 at least in Grand Staircase, would put him on plus 10. Of course, he would be a little bit behind on his goals, but still, you need both of these goals. You cannot skip this. But on the other hand, Misha is collecting those cards as he go. So what this is gonna do, not Grand Staircase, not collecting cards per se, like going straight for them, he goes for the piece chest to claim it. But as I've said before, there's no way Misha is ever getting this within, I don't know, 10 minutes. We'll have to rush for it pretty hard. So Diesel, of course, he can collect some cards in Goil, which he skipped this bronze one, and he's gonna skip this silver one, which I kinda don't understand. Maybe he miscalculated, maybe he thinks he only needs this gold, and it would be completely fine, completely understandable, but he needs those cards, and Misha is going hard, because he knows it's the only way he's gonna make it. Because look, Diesel made Diffindo, Scourge, Spongify, and Bicorn. Misha would have to do 4 more. There's no point of doing that. And Misha is going to Grounds, which has a lot of cards. Any cards, because we need just 40, not 40 bronzes or 40 silvers. So definitely Misha is ahead on that. And it's gonna be the end of the match practically. I'm gonna skip forward because Misha is collecting some last cards. It's gonna be the last one for him. Even if Diesel collects the piece chest, it's over. We don't actually see how. Oh, we can see now. Wait. Diesel is on 30, so he. Let's say he had those plus 10, he would be already done. But of course, those plus 10 would cost him probably the chasm. So I wouldn't say plus 10, but he would be very, very close. So even if Diesel died, he was pretty close to actually get this. I don't know if he gives up on the cards for some reason, or he thinks he was racing Misha that hard that he had to skip everything where Misha wasn't. But who knows? Maybe in the talking there was a mention of that, but obviously but we're not gonna talk about it. So yeah, GG's for Misha. Now let's go to the second match, which seems to be longer, and from what I remember it was. Okay, so again, there's only Nimbus, 23 bronzes, there was Harry Potter, but not much more buying, right? If I remember correctly, yes, that's it. So that's all for the buying. Now spell challenge related, so again, challenges, there is Scourge, Rictus Sempra, there was Rictus Sempra here, yes, Forest, Clip, Spongify, there was the Findo, I remember. Flower pots I could count to the Findo because there aren't enough in Boomslang, so there's no reason to go to Boomslang for flower pots, especially because there's no Boomslang goal here. Pixies are pretty nice for spell changes, but not exactly, and beatboxes. So not that heavy on the spell challenges, although what we have is Bicorn and potions, which is very beneficial, and Clip knows there are 4 in Bicorn, maybe not enough, but a lot, and Pixies. There are a lot of Pixies in Bicorn and in Goyle. Unfortunately, there is only one Goyle, so I wouldn't rush for it, but this is an option. I know what the starts are, so you can guess, and yep, those are the results. So Matt goes for the Rictus Sempra, this one, and he's gonna be focusing on the long term with the Rictus Sempra challenge stars. I'm not sure if I like it that much. He can clip some gnomes, to be honest, but I would be a little bit afraid of losing bean boxes, losing flower pots, because for Rictus Sempra by itself doesn't have anything that strong. And on the other hand, there is Bicorn. Bicorn that, as you can see, Chipsikov claimed, but he's not going for it. He's gonna go for... sorry, there's one Boomslang, sorry. I take the previous statement back. He's gonna go for the fast ones, so lose Quidditch, then to Boomslang, which are fine, which are just fine, I would say. Although I would be focusing on the Bicorn, because at this moment Chips doesn't know what Matt is actually doing. But it's not gonna make a difference later, you will see. Unfortunately, Chips is not losing the game, so he lets his opponent win, which takes him quite some time. What Chips now knows, or should know, is he's safe on this. So Matt is in one of the levels, and I'm gonna stop for a while, and he can negate, maybe it's not the right word, but he can think of levels that Matt might be in. So lose Quidditch match, Matt would already claim it, so he's not here. Boomslang would already be done, he's not there. And now there are 2 goals here on this board that indicates very fast levels, or that somebody went in. So maybe you can skip the video and check it for yourself. But there are actually 2 levels that Matt for sure isn't there, no matter what happens, which is Goyle, because this goal is pretty fast, there's no reason to hold it, so he's not in Goyle, and he's not in Forest, because this goal, again, is very fast, is very easy to steal, there's no point of holding it, so he's not in Forest, especially at the beginning. Is there anything both of these levels? No. So he's not here, he's not here, he's not here. So that's the information that Chips has. So Matt is somewhere else. You can expect him being Bicorn, maybe as he is, but he obviously don't know. Rictus Sempra, he might be on Scourge with the bean boxes. He don't actually know, but it's a good information to have that you can decline 4 of these places for Matt. Now, of course, not Harry Potter wizard card. I don't know. Yeah, these ones are for sure, but currently Chips don't have full information about that. But that's something you can can think about when analyzing your first opponent's move, because it's gonna be kinda important, because you're gonna finish this fast, Boomslang fast, and now what? You might finish it faster when your opponent does some of the other levels, and he might not claim it. So you might enter, for example, a Rig to Sempra when Matt already finishes it. Of course, that's not the case, but it might as well happen. So that's a little bit of downside of doing very fast goals at the start, because your opponent might do long term, and you don't know which one of them. Because there's Bicorn and there's Rig 2, there are like opposite levels, there's none relationship between them, so there are two different routes, even maybe even there's third somewhere that you cannot be sure about as chips. So Matt is continuing with the Rig to Sempra, getting stars. It takes some quite time, because one of the stars with the puzzle, I would say, the circle puzzle, is quite lengthy, but it's not that huge of a problem. So Chips is in the Boomslang, cutting Tentacula heads, getting some barks for the potions. That's probably why he didn't shroom stack, or maybe he just doesn't know or doesn't like. And he's collecting flower pots, which is fine, but as I've said before, there aren't enough flower pots for Boomslang itself. There are 5 in total, but actually 4 that you go for. So you need to go to Diffindo either way. You're gonna get them fast in Diffindo, but as I've said before, you can just go to Diffindo and get those flower pots. So flower pots and Boomslang has some combinations, but it's not as strong. Fortunately for Chips, he was planning to go to Bicorn, but he didn't know. Fortunately for him, Matt claimed Rig to Sempra secrets right away. Which is understandable, you don't know what your opponent is doing from Matt's point of view. He might be in Rig to Sempra as well, so it's better to claim something. Of course, that gives Chips information that he's pretty safe. Now, Chips did quite fast levels. Now, the question is, do you hold it or not? Do you claim it after a minute because they're so fast and Matt might go there? Or do you claim it within a minute or so? I would personally hold them, because you go to Rig 2. There's no point of doing the fast levels if you already dedicated yourself for the long-term challenges. So probably Matt's going to go to Spongify or Scourge with the bean boxes, or even Diffindo with the flower pots to be closer to this goal, to not get stolen, because Matt at this point doesn't know what Chips is planning to do. So personally, I would hold, but I completely understand that somebody is gonna claim those goals very soon, because after Rig to Sempra, someone might go to those levels, right? Like Boomslang or lose Quidditch. And the other thing is, usually if somebody goes there and somehow you get sniped, because Matt decides to go for this and goes for this, because he decides it's fast levels, so let's go for it. It's an obvious combination. So someone like Matt is gonna go, for example, go to lose Quidditch match. He's gonna lose this match. He's gonna claim it, so it's gonna be blue. So you know the next obvious path is Boomslang, so you can hold it for like 2 minutes and then reclaim it. You're gonna lose a lot of time for him, getting him only flower pots that it isn't really required, or he's gonna get those either way going to Diffindo. So even if you get sniped in this situation, it's not that bad. And you know the exact location of Matt and what he's planning to do, and Matt is kind of losing the momentum, getting one goal within 3-4 minutes that he could do a little bit of pixies, Scourge, bean boxes, and the rest. So yeah, that's it. Let's just continue. So I would personally hold those goals, but of course it's completely understandable for someone to actually claim those, which ship's gonna do. So he's gonna go through Bicorn, probably clip some gnomes. I'm pretty sure Matt clipped the first gnome of the Rictus Emperor, but I'm pretty sure the second one he skipped. So he's on 1, and Chips, if I remember correctly, he didn't clip any gnomes so far, but he can do 4 in Bicorn. If he did 1 in Boomslang, that would be more than enough, and that would be a nice goal for him to capture. So this is another thing. Clip gnomes you can do in many levels, just like Bicorn. You almost do it fully. So don't think about this goal like, okay, it's forest or toilet, because in bathroom, I don't care. You can get easily those clip gnomes, but it doesn't mean it's just there. It can be basically anywhere outside of a willow. So just like chocolate frogs, don't think of chocolate frogs as to the specific level. Only in like strong relationship between frogs, Rictu, Scourge, and Goyle, I would say. These are the strong ones, but don't connect them. And Matt is skipping the bean boxes, which at least the first one, this one he gets, but he skipped already 1. I'm gonna make a countdown how many he skipped, because as you may guess, he's gonna skip more when I say it. So he skipped already 1. Chipsikov having a little bit problems with this one, but that's fine. He's collecting some potion ingredients because that's the goal, and also he's gonna be close to the potions. He actually already has this. Let's be honest, he has this goal as well as Bicorn, so it's very good for him. And Matt throwing the gnomes, now having 3, I'm pretty sure. So as you can see, they're gonna be very close on the gnomes, even without entering gnomes heavy goals. So always remember that, and that it's worth to get some, for example, even 1 in Boomslang, or in the way on the Boomslang, but it's not always that beneficial, especially at the beginning of the Boomslang, because someone might steal it from you. So Matt is doing the potion. Chips, I guess he was expecting Matt might go to the Bicorn outside from those 2 fast goals and long-term spell challenges, although I would also hold the Bicorn for a little while, because from Matt's point of view, there is no point of getting those. There are like 3 more things that he could have done. Matt's going for the Grand Staircase secrets because it's here again. So we have that. So all 8 potions, and basically Chips has 8 potions, so it can already be practically claimed because he needs only 1 mucus and make the potions. As you can see, there are 2 goals. There are 2 goals in cards. There are Harry Potter Wizard card and 23 Bronze Wizard card. You can go for all of them, but from what we can see, Matt is going just for the bronzes. He's skipping silvers, which is a strategy. I'm not saying it's bad. Just going for the 1, which is completely fine. If you can win 23 bronzes and skip Harry Potter Wizard card, it's good. So Matt is going for the Grand Staircases, and he already missed another bean box, so now it's at least 2. And there's another bean box, and as you might guess, he skipped another one, so he already skipped 3. it's not gonna matter in the end. That's a spoiler, but it might. It might have. Chips is getting the 10th bronze card, and Matt is securing the Scourge because after Bicon he could go. Chips could have gone for the Scourge, but again, I think this is way too off for him to get this. So now they're both in the similar situation. Chips is gonna use the toilet for keeping the gnomes. He only needs like 2 or 3. Matt is collecting Grand Staircase secrets, so he's in Grand Staircase. He's very close to the toilet that Chips is being. That's why, that's at least my guess. Chips is claiming this goal right away. Of course, clipping 5 gnomes, as I've said, doesn't give all that information, especially if you already claimed Bicron and Boomslang. You could have done them there. So it doesn't really matter. He gets a mucus as well to get the potions. Matt is opening the chamber, which he's gonna enter. What do we have in chamber? And anything chamber related. There's defeat Basilisk and avoid fires and pixies. Unfortunately for him, Chips is also in a good way to for those pixies. So it's not the worst plan. It takes some time. But also, yeah, I think that's it. And why beanboxes mattered, at least I think so, is 3, 5, 7, 9. Yes, he would have already claimed it if he didn't miss those 3 that he was literally next to. So remember guys, if you have any collectibles, collect them. Especially if there are bean boxes and there are 9 of them, and you went to sketch also because of the bean boxes, and I guess Grand Staircase also because of the bean boxes. So Chips is collecting some cards. Of course, he cannot get Grand Staircase secret, but collecting those cards is gonna be beneficial for him. Of course, he doesn't know Matt is only going for the bronzes, so Chips is going for both. Actually, it's hard for me to tell how to approach this. Okay, there's another thing I wanted to talk about Matt. He kills the pixies, so he could still do pixie proxy, but I understand why he gave up on it after first death. But what you can do as Matt is use the Spongify tile. Sorry, I want to pen. So let's start a little bit. So what you can do is use the Spongify tile to jump across there, holding right all the way, and getting this secret. When jumping off here, there's a Spongify tile, and jumping from the Spongify tile to the middle one. That's way faster than doing this all around if you don't have imps. The only thing you have to be worried about, you have to hold right all the way, even if you hit the wall, because you're gonna think here you're gonna hit like this part of the wall. You have to hold right all the way, because if you stop holding right, you're gonna fall down to the wall walk, which is right here, and it's gonna invalidate your run and you have to die. So remember, when you do it, don't get the wall walk, just hold right all the way all the time and you're gonna get it. And that's the first way of doing this without pixie proxy, because Matt was just killing them. Of course, you can do the pixie proxy and get the Spongify tile, get the ledge grab, so you have Spongify storage, and from there cast on the pixies and kill them all. But it's not always what you think about. Okay, so we can continue. That's a little bit of information. Matt could have saved quite some time here. So Chips is going through the Grand Staircase. He could have collected some bean boxes, because for some reason Matt didn't. He should already have those. Bean boxes, as Chips, I would assume he is holding it for some reason. So I wouldn't really focus on bean boxes, but he potentially could. You're gonna see later why. So Chips, what is his strategy? Oh, I remember, but what can you do as Chips in this situation? Um, my guess is that he's expecting Matt to go to the Grand Staircase and to Chamber because he already marked the Grand Staircase secrets. That's why he didn't go there because, to be honest, Chamber is kind of a nice level if you think about it. There's defeat Basilisk, avoid Chamber. For his route and for his strategy, Chamber would be a kind of a nice strategy to go for because he can claim 16 pixies easily by this point. But what my guess is, he's expecting Matt to go there after Grand Staircase. So what can he do? So this is claimed for Matt. This is claimed for Matt. Spell changes are kind of bad for him because he already did Rick to Sempra and Scourge, so it's already off. As I've said before, mid boxes are already off. So what decisions does he have? He already has this, so he doesn't have to go for it. Actually, he doesn't. At this point, he doesn't. So what can he go for? He can go to fast complete Slytherin, or fast Forest. Oh, not that fast. Or the Goyle. There's the Findo with the Flower Pots. That's also interesting choice to take. You can steal it. Get some cards, but of course the Findo is kind of lengthy. So I guess one of these choices. Goyles has some cards, Slytherin not very good cards, so I wouldn't recommend it by that much. And the Forest. But the Goyle has also Pixies, so I would say the best decision would be to go for the Goyle from Chips. So let us continue. I'm stopping maybe too much, but I want to explain the tactics that they can go for and the information that both of the players have about each other. I try to analyze as much as I can from their point of view, because I can say sitting here having both point of views, so Matt dies unfortunately, having both point of views, I can be like I can be big brain and of course he's in chamber. Can you not see he's in chamber? Look. So I'm trying to get from both perspectives as much as possible. So Chip's going for the Goyle because I think he expects Matt to go to the chamber. He can hold the Goyle for a while, but to be completely honest, I don't think Matt ever thinks of going to the Goyle for the time being. But it gonna claim Chips, go up the fireplace in Goyle and get some pixies because I'm pretty sure he's gonna have those. Maybe not. I don't remember the exact numbers, I would have to count. But definitely he's gonna be close, much closer than Matt is. And probably with the route Matt will ever be. Matt unfortunately having some problems with the fires. It doesn't look like he has any setup for this part. Before you start running and you have this goal, I would recommend learning about how to do it. So I'm gonna tell you my strategy. It's not perfect, but I came up with it. So up to this point you just go forward and stop for a little frames up here to avoid first fire like you do in speedruns, then count to the second one and wait before the second one. You count to 5, but how do you count to 5? Because you can count slowly or fast. You count to 5 like those fires, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you go ahead, just like now Matt did. And if you continue forward, you don't have to wait or stop for the third one. Just barely you skip it. Fortunately for Matt, he was able to do it. I think second or third try. So that's pretty good for him as well. So after this, Chips can go like Force, Slytherin, as I've said before. Matt, I would assume he goes to Defendo or Spongify. Spongify wouldn't be that beneficial, but from his point of view, he doesn't have bean boxes. And he can collect some of them in Spongify, and I guess defend as well, because Spongify there are two, and he's missing those three. So he can go Spongify, he can go Defendo. Let's see what he chooses. It's gonna be Defendo, which is understandable. It's easier to steal those two goals. Yes, it was Defendo? Or no? No. Yes, it was the Defendo. He was thinking about probably Slithering, because it's kind of fast Orgoil. But then he decides to go for Defendo, which is of course a better choice. So he's gonna get those flower pots, even not entering Boomslang, because Boomslang doesn't have enough, and Defendo has like, I don't know, 11, I don't remember the exact amount, but a lot. Much more than you think. So Chips is going through the coil, he's holding those, as well as Matt is holding the chamber. To be honest, Matt is gonna claim it soon. Yes, claims. Because he doesn't really know what Chips is all about. He can expect he's not doing spell challenge related. So it's gonna be kinda hard to predict if he's not in chamber. He could have been. So it's good for Matt to claim those right away. Or maybe not right away, it was some time since he got them. No, got those. But overall, it's nice to claim them. Of course, Chips was kinda expecting that. So what Chips gonna do is go to... He might go to Defendo, right? I forgot. Yeah, he might go to Defendo to cut Matt off on the flower pots and get some cards. Unfortunately for him, Matt is already here. They're both on 20 bronzes, even if Chips is also hard collecting silvers, and Matt only bronzes. They're very close, and they're extremely close because they're both on 20. So it's here and it's here. They're both very close of getting this. So Chips needs 3 in Defendo, and Matt is gonna collect 2 in Defendo because there are only 2 left, and has to grab 1 extra. We'll see who's gonna be first on those. Of course, Chips is collecting everything, as well as flower pots and silvers. Not like Matt did. Also, Matt skipped another bean box in Defendo, so it's already 4 skipped, even if he has a goal. Chips is collecting some of this. Mucus, does he need mucus? Not really. With the Defendo, he's also gonna be very close, actually finishing the pixies, pretty sure. But he would have done it with Forest, maybe not, but with Citrine I'm pretty sure he would have been on 16. So it wasn't really required. I'm pretty sure he does it because of the flower pots and trying to cut off Matt. Maybe thinking Matt is doing the Spongify, which unfortunately for him, he is not doing it. It's kind of risky to assume that he's doing Spongify, especially when, from your point of view, you should have expect at least that he's having bean boxes. So it's better choice for Matt to go Flower Pots and Defendo, rather than just Spongify. And assuming you've already won on the pixies, so it doesn't matter. Okay, let's continue. Matt's gonna be on 8 flower pots soon, I'm pretty sure. He collected a lot of them, so he might even have those. Chips having 16 pixies, he killed 2 here, 3, 4, he killed 4, so he's on 16, so complete citrines should have been enough, but he decides to go to Defendo. Unfortunately for him, Matt is gonna claim both of these goals. which makes Chips not very happy. If he's already here, he can collect some cards. So the next option would be probably the Spongify. And that's correct, because Spongify has an early bronze card. So Chips needs 1 bronze at this point, Matt needs 1 bronze at this point, and fortunately for Matt there is unfortunately for Matt you cannot do it. Actually, it would be interesting if he could. I don't know if it'd be still worth it, because you get the Lumos either way. No, it would be beneficial, right? So Matt gets the 23 Wizard Bronze cards when Chips was about 10 seconds off. He's gonna grab this one, which is understandable. I would still grab it. Why? It's claimed. Why would you collect this? Matt can still die. Of course, it's not gonna happen. He just grabbed the save book, so there's no way of it happening. But Matt could potentially die at some point. If he dies, he loses 23 bronze wizard cards. You can reclaim it. It was costing you only couple seconds, like 5 seconds to grab extra bronze cards. So actually, why not? What Chips is gonna be focusing about are the silvers. He of course doesn't know that Matt completely avoided them. So okay, Matt, please don't die. So he doesn't know he can, like, even skipping now all of the silvers, he can still get this gold, but of course he doesn't know at this point. So Chips going to the dungeons, to the Slytherin as I was expecting. He must expect Matt to go to the Spongify, and Spongify for Chips wouldn't be that beneficial. He could cut potentially Spongify off, but of course he's behind. It would be impossible to win against Matt at this point. So he goes for the Slytherin. Matt already has this. So let's top the board. Let's do some countdowns. On the topic of that, it was 4, but he already skips another 2, so it's 6. Matt skipped 6 bean boxes. So yeah, that's another another fact. So let's check the goals. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. He's basically on 11. And Chips is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And Chips is on 8. So Matt only needs 2 goals extra, because I counted Spongify already. He should be on 9 bean boxes, but he's not there. He can do something long, for example, by Nimbus. It's not very long. He can do Forest, but he needs actually 2 more to win. He doesn't have bean boxes, and I don't know if he knows he doesn't have them, or is he holding them, but he's not having enough. I'm not sure what was he thinking about. But he has to decline the Harry Potter Wizard card. He's not collecting. He can expect Chips to even have 5, and if he has at least 5 silver cards, he cannot win, no matter what happens. And probably Chips is doing one of the levels, so he doesn't know which one yet, but I would guess it's or Forest or Slytherin. So Matt's decision would be wise to go buying, or more safely Quidditch. That's gonna take a lot of time, or get extra bean boxes to finish on the bean boxes. So Chips is having a little bit of problems, but it's not over yet. But at this point he would have to predict a lot and cut Matt off quite a bit. Matt is gonna collect Gargoyles and Spongify, so Chips knows. So he has advantage on that he can calculate Matt's next movement. And that's might be Slytherin or Forest or whatever. Chips unfortunately dying, but no, it should be fine. Matt finishing Spongify, and where does he go? What is he? At first I was thinking he might go for the bean boxes, but that's not the case. I guess he's thinking, and he's going for Slytherin right after Chips. So it's very beneficial for him because Chips can kind of calculate how much time it took for him, and when Matt claimed the Spongify, he can do it a minute or a minute and a half later of Matt, and then cut him off. But still, he has to then probably go to Forest, because Matt might go to Forest next. Then Matt might go to the duels next, and you have to cut him off on this and go to Quidditch next, because Matt might be going there. Of course, again, from Chip's point of view, the beanboxes are for Matt's, but he doesn't know it yet. So he can hold Slytherin for a little bit. Not much time left, but entering Forest would be a good place to claim it. At least I would, when entering Forest. As you can see, it's kind of greedy, but I think it would be fast enough. Yeah, it will be greedy. But I would claim complete Slytherin right away, but Chips is not, which is a problem. And it's starting to become a problem more and more. And more and more. And more and more. And even more so. And Matt takes a Slytherin now. Probably was what Chips was thinking about, because now he notices Slytherin. He wanted to claim it now, which is kind of late. So Matt, what is Matt doing? Because Chips claimed the Forest, Matt is not obviously gonna go there. I don't know what Matt is gonna do. And yeah, he knows Chips just was in Forest. He just claimed it. Maybe he was holding. He don't know. But the good decision for him is, for example, buy Nimbus. And because of the bean boxes, it would be already over. He would have won, because he needs one more goal. So yeah, we're gonna wait for the duels, and that's gonna be it, because Chips is far away from duels. He got sniped, unfortunately. If Chips got the complete Slytherin, I think he had some nice possibilities, especially with the Forest. So yeah. The timing of the Forest is actually... let's go back to this, when he claimed the Forest. Why this doesn't make all that sense. Okay, let's be Chip's point of view. Matt finished Spongify like 2.5 minutes ago. Spongify, even if, let's say we don't see complete Slytherin at this point, because he doesn't. That's my guess. He doesn't see this complete Slytherin. So from this point of view, he should have claimed complete Slytherin, yes, but why not Forest? Why I would hold on Forest? Because it was about 2.5 minutes from Spongify. If from Spongify he went to Forest straight away, he would have already marked it. He would be already there. And Matt kinda cannot, like, maybe not cannot, but don't have any reason to hold any more goals. He's very close to winning. He needs, at this point, like, one goal, actually. Only one goal, but let's say he doesn't have Slytherin, so 2 goals. He only needs 2 goals, so there's no point of holding it from him. So if he went to Forest, he already would have marked it. So he's not there, and he's not close. He's somewhere else. Where could he go? He could go for duels or Slytherin at this point. So Chips should know he's dueling or Slytherin, and not in Forest. To go to Forest, he would need another minute, which Matt would have been baited, I'm pretty sure, because he was going to the Forest and then was rethinking it. So objectively good decision would be holding the forest, but I kinda understand the situation that Chips is in. Even if he stole the complete Slytherin, being in the forest, um, the only thing he could expect is Matt is holding forest or doing the duel. So I'm guessing he was hoping that Matt was dueling at this point. That's the only explanation I can think of. Okay, I can delete those. Of course, as I've said before, Matt should have been on 9 bean boxes already. But unfortunately for him, well, not unfortunately, he's gonna win. But he's not there. So Chips, yeah, has quite some problem. Because he has to predict every mass movement. And I guess he's doing his best, or he predicts that Matt is trying to get to gold wizard cards that Gypsykov is about to enter. Of course, that's not the case. Even if Matt had a lot of cards, I don't think it would be actually wise for him to go to the gold cards now, or yeah, to go for the gold cards, because there are easier goals. Of course, there's another reasoning. You could think, okay, gold cards is a safe spot because no way someone got 20 silver cards before me, but still I would say if there are better levels, then usually go for them, unless you have direct plan or coordinate the movement of your opponent. So Chips is gonna go for the gold cards, and Matt is gonna do some dueling. I'm gonna skip because we kinda know what's gonna happen. Well, he kinda don't, because Matt wasn't dueling enough. So he has to go back, go another duel with Peter. And he's gonna buy the Nimbus, and that's gonna be a GG. So GG's to Matt. Going for the late game. Skipping those bean boxes fortunately didn't cost him a match, which it could, to be completely honest. Unfortunately for Chips, he wasn't able to get his Slytherin. He was sniped. I wouldn't even say over sniped, because he already did it and was waiting way too long. My guess is Gypsykov. There are two possibilities. Gypsykov thought Matt was dueling, or he was too focused on his gameplay that he kind of forgot or miscalculated. That's my only guess. So that's it for those matches. Let's go to the end, because it's glitchless tourney. So as you can see, that these are the results. Misha's going further. I'm not sure if I'm gonna commentate the next matches. And my next matches, because I don't know about commentating my own matches. I'm gonna see. We'll see, because it's not gonna be fully objective. Maybe from different point of view, like my point of view, what was I doing, and not looking at the enemy. Maybe something like this. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching.